has been wrong. My life is the complete opposite of everything I want it to be.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Unknown Show with Boston.
Bayside. In Colorado.
Woo!
So, that last song you heard was by this band called the Turnback, and they're a super indie band who is right out of New York, and they performed last weekend, like 2 days ago, in Brooklyn, at a bar there. And it was a part of the International Pop Overthrow Festival, which I know I mentioned last week. But I went there to go see them perform. I had interviewed them, and they're such chill guys, so cool. And me and Miss Boston over here got to see them perform, and they were very good. Actually, they were really good.
I was pleasantly surprised. I thought they did amazing.
Yeah. So it was a very, very small venue. It was actually a converted garage, and
super cool.
But yeah, it was very cool. You know, it had like the old light bulbs hanging down, like a random disco ball.
So like my dream apartment.
Yeah.
But like brick. Not a garage.
Right, yeah. But only catches, I believe, I don't know if it's for every show, but most of the shows are 21 and up. And I was only able to get in with Boston because I had been talking to the band and because I was there to do an interview, or I was there to cover them for the Ionian. So just a little disclaimer there, like look it up before. But it's a really cool, it's like a bar restaurant thing. And it's very cool. It's just like on the corner of a street, and it's not too far into Brooklyn, so...
which, by the way, is flawless.
Yes. we spent the rest of that night in Brooklyn before heading back, and oh man, we love it. But yeah, I would definitely suggest checking out the Turnback though, because they're great guys and they have a really cool sound too.
Yeah, I'm not usually a fan of power pop, but that song July that you just heard is off their new album, which just came out, I believe, a month or two ago, a few weeks ago.
Yep. It's called Are We There Yet?
Yep.
And they actually have they have 2 albums out, and the first one they released a couple of years ago in 2011.
Self-titled. Yep.
Yeah. And it was also called, or one of the tracks or whatever is called Drawn in Chalk, which they actually did a documentary. One of the guys that did a documentary with his brother-in-law about musicians, and kind of not older musicians, but people who, weren't in their 20s and could just had no ties anywhere.
Yeah.
And how they were able to handle that, plus their family lives and things like that. So then they, Todd, who was the guy in the band who also made the film, called upon his 2 friends in the band, and they did the track for it. So it's a very cool sound. Because I'm super mainstream, there isn't a lot of power pop in my repertoire, but it was really good though. It's very, if you don't know power pop, it's very 60s, 70s sounding, where kind of like the Beatles almost, where it's just really clear harmonies and kind of a good rough edge to the guitar. So check them out though, please guys. They're great, and their album is amazing as well. So yeah, that's
all
the
right.
Turnback.
Yeah.
But yeah, so check them out and spend a night in Brooklyn if you can, because we were super hipster.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
Go to a cute little coffee shop, some vintage bookstores.
What was it called?
Hold on. I have it written down.
You have it written down. Hold on. Oh my god, it was so good.
Anyone who knows me here at IOTA, I keep a list of coffee shops that we visit in the city. What has the best chai tea lattes?
Yes.
So if anyone wants to know, I have a list. It was Fabian's Cafe and Pastry on Bedford Ave.
Check it out.
And right across the street, they had a vintage bookstore and vintage clothes shops.
Which is very expensive, but the bookstore was very not expensive.
I got a collection of Irish stories for $1.50.
And I got another book that was not a collection of Irish stories, But it was it was a good book that I've been meaning to read for a while, and it just happened to find it was like one of those gems. It's like the same with like when you're thrift shopping like for clothes. It's the same with books where you always you find that like one that you're like, yes, this is what I've been looking for. So we've got 2 books for $3.
Colorado and I are the type of people that were born in the wrong century.
Yes.
Just like clothing and like everything else wise except sexism.
And yeah, and civil rights. There's
yeah,
that.
That's good too.
but
You could say you were born too early when it comes to that, if you want to make it real deep.
But see, it's the. I love like the 50s. I love the 50s as far as clothes.
As
50s
long
and 60s.
as I could wear pants,
right.
it would be fine.
See, that's where we have to draw the line.
There's too many dresses.
Yeah,
man.
that like 50s and 60s, like it's great. Like my dream car is a 50s convertible. But then you're like, man, that'd be a great decade to live in. And then you're like, oh wait, like civil rights and stuff.
And
like that would have absolutely sucked. And I'm really glad I wasn't a part of that. Like we have it not too great now, but like, could you imagine? Like I couldn't. Oh my goodness. But yeah, but their clothes and just the culture of it.
The hair.
Oh, not like Hairspray hair, but like
no, not Hairspray hair, but
like Jackie Kennedy.
Yeah,
that's like the dream.
Jackie Kennedy was goals.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's.
How did we get off topic like this? This just devolved.
You were talking about Brooklyn.
Yeah, we were because we were.
Well,
it was a vintage clothing shop, which was way out of our budget. But
Just talk about how Brooklyn would actually be an adorable name for a child.
yeah,
Brooklyn Beckham.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
well, yeah, okay, yeah. The only Brooklyn I thought of was Brooklyn Decker. But
all right, well, we'll be back. We're gonna play you some music.
yeah.
UICR, rocking the campus in New Rochelle.